Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and I just wanted to record a really quick video to update you all on how to get involved in my game sessions. So say you wanted to join a Gfred or a random race or regular racing, this video will hopefully give you all the information you need on how to do that. All of the information is on my website, but I think some of you might prefer a more easier to digest video form, so I'm going to walk you through it here and also show some extra things as well. So like I said, it is all on my website, all this information, and this is usually the best place to go to keep up to date so you know when I'm going to be playing what. So I'm going to just scroll in a little bit so you can see it a bit easier, but this is all on Bruffy.com. If you go to the Twitch section and then you go to schedule, that's one of the most important places. Obviously, first of all, you'll be able to see what we do as a general thing on Wednesday, Saturday and Sunday streams. Obviously, all of my game sessions are all on live streams, so you kind of need to be on when I'm streaming, know when I'm streaming, what time it is for you, all that sort of stuff. There's a Google Calendar that gives you, the dates and times of when I'm streaming as well. You can sort of scroll through future weeks to see when that's available and how long and things like that. And then this is the most important part that maybe people don't even scroll down to enough, that shows you the plans that I have for each of my streams. So as you can see, for example, this weekend on Sunday stream, we're going to be on FiveM 8th gear, and we're going to be doing a big push to see as many people as possible as we can get on the 8th gear stream for Gfred at the end of the race, at the end of the stream. So Gfreds normally happen at sort of 8:15 p.m. UK time on the end of a Sunday stream, but this is where you can find out when I'm going to be on whichever platform you want to be on. Say you want to be joining an Xbox Series X playlist, you want to be on for the start of the stream on Sunday, and the next time we're playing Xbox Series X on Sunday is July the 23rd. So it's all listed here, and this is the place that you want to go first of all to get that information, so that you don't turn up and you're all ready to join a stream and I'm on the platform that you don't have access to. And then there's a little bit of information about seasons as well, which is how I break up my content and have off seasons for certain breaks and things like that. But say, for example, you've done all of that. You know that you want to be on for a specific stream on a specific day, and you know that's what I'm going to be doing. Keep up to date on this, by the way, because it does change over time, and as I might cancel streams or move things around. But yeah, Bruffy.com/schedule gives you all that information. But you've done all that, you want to join a stream. How do you actually go about getting into the session that I'm hosting? Well, that's also in the Twitch section of my site, and if you go to join games, this is where it explains all of that. So I suppose a little caveat to all of this and preface is that this is all for increasing your chances to get in. A lot of the time, on vanilla GTA Online, there's 30 slots. On Project Homecoming, there's 32. We do have a limited number of slots on 8th gear until we open it up for the Gfred at the end. So there might be the case where there's more people wanting to join than are available to get in, than there are slots available to get people in, And also, the way that GTA is and the internet, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to get into a stream if something just breaks or doesn't work. So this is all the ways that you can increase your chances and do the steps that you need to do to actually make it possible for you to join any of these sessions. Now, there are handy buttons at the bottom of the start of this page where you can just basically click to do what you want to do. Say you want to join a FiveM server, you can just click the button and it'll take you straight to that section about FiveM. But we'll go through the steps one at a time. We'll start with GTA Online, vanilla GTA Online. I don't really play on PC anymore for vanilla GTA Online. I've moved my PC game playing to the FiveM servers that we frequently go on because PC GTA is a mess, so I haven't played on it for a while. But I do play PS5 and Xbox Series X. Again, I'm only really doing that to get as many of you as possible involved. So if you want to be involved, feel free to join, and it's open to everyone as long as you follow the rules and you don't have to be good at racing. But if you take someone out, you wait for them and you respect the rules of racing, you can join it. It's open to everybody. So as you can see here, all the steps are laid out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you just follow all of those, then you'll be good to go. But I'm going to go through them very quickly here as well. So the thing to do once you've checked that the stream is right for you, you click this button to go to the stream crew page, And if it says request invite, do not request an invite. So the way that this all works is that the crew is only useful when I'm streaming. So it will be opened up when I'm streaming and closed when I'm not streaming. If it gets opened up, then you'll see a join button here instead of request invite. When it's closed, that means the request invite button is there. If you request an invite, then you won't be able to join when the crew is opened up. That's just a quirk of Social Club. So don't request an invite. If you see that button, don't do it, because then it'll stop you from joining when everything is open. And that's the one major mistake that most people make, even though no matter how much I can put it in the instructions and bold it and put it in capital letters, people will still always request invites. Don't request an invite. The crew will be opened up when you can join. If it's closed and says request invite, nothing's happening anyway. There's no benefit to being in the crew when it's closed. So assuming it's open and there's a join button, you'd simply sign into Social Club. You can join 5 crews at any one time. You click the join button and then you click these 3 buttons here and set as active crew. That makes it the current crew that you're going to be using, and that will allow you to join a crew session in game. If you just join the crew but don't set it as active, then it doesn't work and you might as well not be in it at all. And just keep in mind that at the end of the stream, everybody gets kicked out, so don't take it personally when you get kicked out at the end. It's just what we do to keep the crew clean and close everything off, kick everybody out, and then in the next stream, we'll open it up again and you can simply rejoin. Next, it's all about what we do in-game. So at the start of a stream and before races like Gfred, I normally create a free roam session, but it's a crew-only free roam session, and that's why you need to have the crew, the 1322 crew set as your active crew, otherwise you won't be able to join. So the way that you join is you check who's in the session, which obviously I am one of those people, but sometimes I don't show up in the list, so I will keep showing the people who are in the crew at any one moment on the screen. And then you go to the start menu, online, go down to crews, then go to my crews, Bruffy Scumbags, view members, and then you look at the list of people who are in the crew and in the session and simply click their name, and normally it will say join game. There you go. So it can be a bit weird sometimes with the menus of GTA Online, but that's all you do. You click join game. So say you saw my name, you do that, go through the menus to the crew list, click join game, and then you will be put into my session. And like I say, if I'm not showing up on the list, other people will, and I'll keep showing the list of people in the crew on the stream in the top left hand corner of the screen who get into the session, so that you have multiple people to join off of. Now, usually these free roam sessions get full before we do anything, so the earlier you are, the better. Being in a stream all the way through or from the start, or if you're trying to join a Gfred, actually being in the stream well before the Gfred is due to start, which is normally the last thing we do on a Sunday stream. That's always the better thing that you can do, because trying to join races or playlist once we've already started them isn't really going to work, because we're likely going to be full up and you're not going to be able to get into sessions. So yeah, always make sure to try to get into the free roam session first of all, and like I say, I do everything that I can to make it as easy as possible for you guys when I'm actually streaming and trying to get people into these sessions. The only other thing I'll say is make sure that you keep the stream open, because a lot of the time I'm telling you all instructions on how to set up for a race or any special things that you need to know for various aspects like Gfred. I'll be telling you that through the stream. So if you're there, you're in the session, you're racing around, but you're not listening to what I'm saying through the stream, it's not going to work. So if you're going to be joining a session and playing the game with me, you kind of also need to be having the stream on to keep up to date with what's going on in the session and the game that you're on. Okay, so now FiveM. So FiveM is basically a multiplayer mod for single-player GTA 5, and it's comprised of a variety of different servers that you can join. Now, we are usually on 2 separate servers. Project Homecoming, which is where you see us do cannonballs and random races and things like that, and then 8th Gear, which is where you've seen us do those massive races and the huge Gfreds with massive numbers of people, because there's basically no player limit, and that's what we're going to be doing this weekend on this Sunday. So if you want to join either of those, this is the part of the video for you. Now, this all generally works in the same way or the same theory as the vanilla version of the game, where we have a crew. It's either open or closed, and you can join when it's open and not join when it's closed. Basically, what we use for the FiveM servers are allow lists. So if you're on the allow list, you can join the server. If you're not on the allow list, you can't join the server. There are different allow lists, that one is more open, one is less open. We'll come on to all that when we talk about getting priority access to either the crew or these allow lists later on in the video. But especially sort of for the end of the Gfred, the 8th Gear streams, when we do the big Gfreds, we turn off all of the allow lists, and then you're just free to join. So this is how you basically get onto one of those allow lists based on your eligibility, and then how you join those servers. So generally this is all underpinned by Discord server membership. So the first thing that you need to do for both of these is be a member of my Discord server. The link is here on this join page, and it's in many other places as well, even in the description of this video. You need to be a member of my Discord server to be given the eligibility to get on any of these lists. So then you can join the various, either the Project Homecoming or 8th Gear Discord servers as well, which will then have all of their own rules and things like that about how to use the server. To keep in mind that I am just using their servers. I don't own any of these servers, so you have to still follow all of their rules and regulations on the way that they expect you to behave and things they expect you to do. So it's important that you join their servers and read through their rules and FAQs and things like that. Then when it comes to the Project Homecoming server, you follow the instructions in the FAQ channel for gaining the Steam role. You type roles in the Charlie channel, and then you're given the correct role in Discord, either 1322 or 1322 plus, which are the two allow lists that we apply for the servers, which we'll talk about a little bit later as well. And that adds you to those allow lists based on your eligibility. For 8th Gear, it's a very similar story. As long as you're logged into Discord when you join the server, when you connect to the server, you'll be automatically added to the relevant allow list based on your eligibility for 8th Gear. And they're synced periodically as well, certainly for 8th Gear as well. So, your eligibility can change. If you leave my server or something, you'll lose the eligibility on 8th Gear, for example. When it comes to actually joining the servers, you simply try to join the server when I'm on it and when I'm streaming. The important thing, and I can't stress it enough, is to make sure you've done all of this before I actually stream. So, for example, if you want to be part of the big 8th Gear Gfred on Sunday, you need to have got your eligibility all sorted out, joined their server beforehand to download all the assets and make sure that it all works. You need to have done all that before my stream. It's not going to work when you're trying to do it on the night, and especially if you're trying to, if you run into any issues and you need help from the devs or mods of the servers, you're not going to get it because they're all going to be too busy running, helping me run the stream and the servers and things like that. You need to do these things in advance when it comes to everything that we're talking about here. The earlier the better. The first half of FiveM streams are usually done with the more restrictive allow list, which again we'll talk about in a few minutes, and then I open things up for the second half. For Project Homecoming, I kick everybody out and give people say 5 minutes who haven't been in the first half of the stream to be able to join. For 8th Gear, we just increase the number of people that can join from 64 to 128. We never really have a problem, and as many people can join as they want. If you do encounter any errors when you try to join the server, which you find the servers through the FiveM server browser, you need to download FiveM obviously, and I set all that up, but that's beyond the scope of this video. If you do encounter any errors when trying to join the servers, the most likely things that have happened are either the server is full already and you're not going to be able to get in, or you're not on the correct allow list that's applied at that time. Say it's the more restrictive one in the first half, but your eligibility is only for the less restrictive one. If you think it's an error, then reach out to people, but again, you're not going to be able to get the attention of the mods of the servers on the night. There's no guarantee you'll be able to do that, so make sure you do all this beforehand, and don't try to join the servers repeatedly if it isn't working, because you'll probably get sort of timed out of being able to join, or even banned from joining for a while because you're just spamming it basically. So the final thing to talk about is priority access, and this is meant to be a perk for those who are sort of most involved or supportive of my streams, but I always make sure there's a way for anyone to get into my streams regardless of whether you take this up or not. But basically priority access is the idea that you can be in the vanilla GTA Online crew permanently, so it's kind of just a nice thing that you don't get kicked out and have to rejoin every time. Every now and then there is a closed crew stream, say the community verified showcases are usually, I keep the crew closed for those, and only the people who are permanent members of the crew can be in those. Most of the time I have it open and anybody can join, but it's more of a sort of nice to have where you don't have to keep rejoining every time. When it comes to the FiveM streams, priority access means you're on the more restrictive allow list. You're eligible to be on that, so for the first half of the streams, when I apply that more restrictive allow list, you can then join then instead. The less restrictive allow list is basically just for people who are members of my Discord server. The more restrictive allow list is for people who have this priority access that we're going to be talking about. So basically getting priority access relies on having any of a number of roles on my Discord server. That can either be the Twitch subscriber, YouTube member, Patreon supporter, or regular roles in my Discord server. If you have any of those roles on my server already, you have priority access, you have eligibility to become a permanent member in the crew, and also you should already be on the more restrictive allow lists for the FiveM servers. So obviously Twitch subscribers, it's people who subscribe and support me through Twitch. It's same for channel members on YouTube. Patreon supporters above a certain level also have access to that as well. And those are all sorted via my Discord server. There's ways to connect your Patreon or YouTube or Twitch accounts to your Discord account, and then it all just gets updated automatically, and everything just goes through. So all the info for that is in the welcome thread on my Discord server. Then there's also a store item which I added recently to the store, the regular skip, which allows you to just become a regular easily. So that's something if anybody wants to do a show of one-off support. And then the regular role is basically sort of the free way to do it. So you can get priority access like this, even though I always open things up to everybody who doesn't have priority access. You can still actually get priority access without spending any money at all. You just have to be frequenting my streams, watch my streams enough to get 7,200 points on my my system that I have, which is all explained via the link here. Again, it's too much for this video, but you can click the links that are on this page, brothy.com/join, and you can find out more info on how to do that. You basically just ask for the role once you've got enough points for in my Discord server. Ask one of the mods for the role, and then once you have the role, it'll all sync up like it would if you have a Twitch subscriber role or anything like that. So yeah, that is for permanent crew spots. You can ask for a permanent, if you have any of these, if you do fulfill any of these and you want a permanent crew spot in the vanilla GTA crew, you do have to ask for that manually. But again, it's done on my Discord server in the help and support channel. Just ask for your permanent crew session, permanent crew placement, and one of the mods will sort it out for you. Thanks to the mods for doing all of that, by the way. And yeah, just obviously you never have to do any of this. You don't have to become a Twitch subscriber or a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member. Like I said, I open up most things for everybody anyway. It's just sort of a perk for those who want to support a little bit extra, or for regulars who are frequenting my streams all the time and have spent a lot of time there. So yeah, that should just about cover everything, I think. I think the best thing to do is go on my website, brothy.com/join. That's where you get this section. Again, brothy.com/schedule gives you the information on when I'm streaming, times and days and what I'm streaming when. But brothy.com/join gives you the information on how to join sessions. Read through that as well for whatever it is that you are trying to do. And if after this video and reading through that and clicking all the various links and things, you still have some questions, feel free to leave them in the comments of this video or ask one of my mods on Discord or something like that, and I'll try to answer it, and also then try to, you know, change the website to make it more clear on something that anyone's unclear about. So yeah, as long as you've read everything, if there's still issues, then just let me know. We often get a lot of people who just don't bother reading any of it and still try to join, or requesting an invite to the crew is the key indicator that nothing has been read. So yeah, as long as you've actually read the stuff and tried things, we're always here to help. And hopefully, you know, especially for the Gfred on Sunday, for example, hopefully we get a lot of people, and that will also be a thing. Even if you can't get on for the Gfred this Sunday, for the big Gfred, it's probably worth trying to get access to 8th gear and make sure that everything works, because there's going to be an even bigger thing to come on there when it comes to Gfred in a few months' time. So you'll know about that when it happens. But again, the earlier that you're on, the better. And hopefully this video has helped in some way to make some things clearer. And I hope to see you in a session and a stream racing with you soon.